It's working. All right. What's up, everyone? It's been a long time since we've done one of these. We are really excited to talk about what we're talking about today. So we have been working really hard over the past few months, making a lot of changes to the app. Especially lately, we've been spending a lot of time. And really, what we're trying to do is we are on a mission to make the best gardening app out there. We want to build something that will let you track everything in your garden and make it completely foolproof to grow food. This started as a hobby for us, and we want to make a business out of this. We want this to be our lives. We want to live and breathe making gardening software. So without further ado, we're going to jump in and start showing you what changes we've made. Now, the purpose of this is we really want to hear your feedback. So if there's something that you think, just anything at all, please let us know in the comments. If we see them while we're going, then we'll talk about them now. If not, we'll come back and we'll talk about them after. But we really want to know if this is solving the problems that you have in your garden, and if this is going to help you, and if there's anything that we need to be doing different. So let's go ahead and jump in. And I think right off the bat, you're going to notice a difference is that we are now showing the planting dates on the home screen. This was one of our most popular feature requests that we've had from reviews and from talking to our users, was to show the dates on the home screen. So now as you scroll, you'll be able to go through and see. Oh, I moved it. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, there's the camera.
Sorry. I'm looking. Okay. Good job.
Because I remember people saying that last time, that we were looking at our screen and not looking at the camera. So.
Well, okay. Thank you. Carrie's the CEO of this business, by the way. She's officially in charge, because she's in charge of my life, and it's worked out really well.
Well, over his shoulder telling him what to do.
Exactly. It works out well. So you're going to be able to see all the planting dates right on the home screen. So you can probably see the other big feature we've been working on, this big green plus button in this My Garden tab. And this is what we're really excited to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and click. First, let me show something else we've added. So if you click on this filter drop down, you can now filter down to things that are in season right now. So you can see all the things that you can plant right now. And we're still working on this. Now, let me preface this now. This is not out in an update yet. We're still working on, I'm sorry, I should have put the webcam up there. We're still working on going through and just making sure that everything is exactly where we want it and exactly how we want it to be. So this is not out in an update yet, but it will be soon. But you're going to be able to filter down to see what you can plant right now. So once you choose what you want to plant, you can click on this green button, and that is going to add it into the My Garden tab. By default, it's going to set the planting date to today, but you can click on that or tap on that since you're on a phone, and you can change it. So if you planted this a couple days ago, you could go back to here and set it to there. Next, we're going to ask how you planted it. So planting method, seed is what we're going to choose for this, because that's how we planted our cabbage here in the fall. And then amount planted. So this is just a field that you can type into. There's a lot of different ways to think about amount when it comes to gardening. So instead of forcing you to use square foot gardening or to use row gardening, we just left this where you can type whatever you want. So we like to use square foot gardening. So for cabbage, we're going to put, we'll go ahead and put 3. Yeah, it's 1 per square, but yeah, but with cabbage, we plant the whole square out and then we'll thin them down. So we pretty much dedicate squares. So I think we did 4. So let's do 4 squares is what we'll put there. And then location, we've got a lot of different places in our garden. So if we just had, if we didn't have this, then it would be hard to know which cabbage you're talking about. So this is a way for you to label which cabbage it is that you're referring to. So we like to, with our gardens, we have a lot of decorations around them. So we have one that has a bunch of ladybugs. So we're going to call it the Ladybug Garden. You can also do numbering. We're working on a system where it's going to help guide you through this as well. So we'll talk more about that later. But and then variety is the next one. So you could enter the variety that you put here, and so Jersey Wakefield, I think that's the variety name for cabbage. So you can log that, and then this projected harvest range. Now these dates in here are totally made up right now. This is just to visualize. We've not built a piece that actually calculates it yet, but what these dates are going to do is it's going to show you the range in which this cabbage could be harvested, and it's going to be dependent upon a number of factors. So planting method, for example, if you choose seed, it's going to be longer than transplant, and we can help calculate all of that. But long story short, it's going to show you the range in which you can harvest that. And we're also going to have push notifications hooked into this, so it will send you an alert whenever you can start harvesting, and it's going to guide you through all of that. So, and we're going to have a lot more cards just like this, and we're going to have other information about current rainfall, how much it's rained in your garden, when you need to water, when you need to fertilize, all of that kind of thing. But what we really want to know is, are there additional fields that we need to have here just from a tracking standpoint? Now, to learn about cabbage, we already have the page that shows you all about cabbage, and that's here. And we're going to link to that from this page. So this isn't about, like, are there fields that we need about how to grow cabbage? This is, are there fields that you need when you're logging cabbage? What else do we need to add in here? You know, those are the kind of things that we really want to hear if there's something like that that we're missing. So let's see. Let's talk about these other tabs now. So this log tab is blank right now, but what this is going to be is a place for you to log events that happen related to that plant. So think when you water it, when you fertilize it, when you harvest it, you can record the weights and things like that. This is a place for you to log all of those types of things related to that plant. And this is where a lot of the intelligence that we're building is also going to come into play, because it's going to help guide you through when to do these things. So we're still working on building out the log, but that's how it's going to work. It'll also let you take pictures and log that as well. I know for cabbage, for example, my daughter was involved in this school contest where they were saying who could grow the largest cabbage, and we really wanted to, we took pictures on our phone, but when it took time, when we had to go back and actually submit the results, we had to go back and search through all of our pictures and try and find it. If we would have had this feature in the app, it would have made it really nice to be able to just take pictures along the way and log that. And we'll also have social integration and all this. You can share that out to your social networks and all that as well. So moving on to the Notes tab. The Notes tab right now is just a big text field so that you can come in here and you can type whatever you want. And I left it this way because I didn't have a clear idea of exactly how everyone would want to use this. So this is another area where I really want to hear your feedback. What types of things do you think you would keep track of here? Because once I feel like I have a really clear understanding of what kind of notes you're going to want, we may be able to make a better feature out of that instead of just having a big text field. So this is the My Garden tab. We are just getting started. There is a lot of stuff coming. Our co-worker Justin, he's not here with us right now, but he's one of our developers that's working with us. Has been doing a lot of really good work. There's a plane flying over. So
it's really loud.
It's a fighter jet.
Wow.
Hold on. We need interlude music. Okay, now that, oh, hold on, they're circling. Do we need to check?
Are we under attack?
Do we have competitors that really don't like what we're talking about right now? Is that?
No!
You will not make that app.
Oh, man.
Okay, we live by an Air Force base, so this happens a lot. Okay, just be glad it's not one of our kids yelling, because we had to come outside so that you didn't hear that. All right. So, is there anything else, Carrie, that I've completely missed over something here too? Carrie has been spending so much time going through. She has spent more time on this than I think she spends on her actual. Like, she has been, every time I look at her, she's on her laptop with a gardening book or looking at something related to gardening and going through and updating information in the app. So you may see you may have seen all the blog posts that have been coming out over about the past month or so, and they have my name on it, but I haven't written any of those. Carrie has been just doing an amazing job of going through and researching and just adding information to the app, and really, if it's been a while since you've looked at, and she's also added a lot of vegetables, so apples and other, those aren't
apples
vegetables.
And grape. Well, yeah. Apples and grapes are going to be in this new update.
Yeah, and this is just showing the can be planted. Let me go back to the no filter, and you can see this is everything that we have in here now. So, and she is still adding new stuff. She's done more code changes than I have over the past few months. So anyway, this is what we're working on. You're going to see a lot more content coming out from us related to this. We're actively building this, and we are actively trying to make a company out of this. So please help us out because we're having a lot of fun and we want to keep doing this. So,
and I added those apples and grapes because people were emailing us and asking for some more fruits and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. So if there's anything specific that you guys want added to the app too, just
yeah.
let me know and I can work on getting it in there too.
Oh, hold
on. Whatever you want.
Okay, I don't want to commit her to something that she... Okay, so another thing we're going to be adding is a medicinal tab. So we're going to have a new tab at the bottom. So not just for things you can eat, but also things you can grow to, to help with things like that. So Carrie's a nurse. She is very excited to dive all in on this. So
lavender.
Yeah, that's really what inspired it. Was we were out in our garden and we were looking at the lavender. We were thinking, man, we really want this in the app. But we had set this these rules that we were only going to put things in the app that you could eat, and that was kind of where this idea came from. Well, let's have a medicine tab then, because from seed to spoon, you get spoonfuls of medicine. So we're running with it. There's going to be a medicinal tab coming soon. So all of that is coming from Carrie. She is doing just an amazing job. So anyway, be looking for more stuff from us soon about this and about a lot of other stuff. You may have seen the big news that we talked about earlier this week on our Facebook. We are now a part of a startup accelerator that the Thunder helped launch, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They partnered with the MidFirst Bank and Google and this wonderful organization called Stitch Crew that is dedicated to helping tech startups in the Midwest grow and be successful by leveraging the partnerships that they have and providing resources and things like that. So we are incredibly grateful for this opportunity, and we are going to make the most of it for sure. So we are super fired up, and we are both running on not much sleep. I do not recommend that, by the way. It is not a good thing to live that way where you don't sleep enough. This week I will be catching up on sleep during the week. I used to live my life where I stayed up coding a lot every night, and that caused a lot of issues. So I'm not doing that, but on weekends we will be doing that, or I will on Fridays and Saturdays. So, and then catching up during the week. So that's why we wanted to do these sessions on Sundays, so that we can code like crazy on Friday and Saturday and build a bunch of stuff and then put it out there and show everyone what we built and see what you think. Oh, something else I want to mention is we now have a web version of our app. So for everyone out there that asked, when are you going to have something that will work on just a computer or a Kindle Fire or a MacBook or something like that, if you go to app.seedtospoon.net, I'm going to put a link in. I have so many more.
You can just write a comment.
Yeah, I'm going to put a link down in the comments. So if you go to that URL, you can use our app from any computer, any device, and it's going to have stuff on there that is not in the app yet. It's going to have early stuff, and this is how we're going to do a lot of test stuff too. It's not going to have the stuff you see now, but I think it'll have the dates in there, the spring and fall dates.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, because I was using it last night.
Yeah. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, you want to see the new filter, that's all going to be in there at the web version. So. Again, if you want to help support us, you can use the Amazon links in the app. Up here in the top right, we have a link to buy anything on Amazon at all, and we will get a small percentage of that will help go towards hopefully making it to where at least one of us cannot have a full-time job also soon. Right now, we both have at least one full-time job, and Carrie has a full-time job and a half. So if we could get down to Carrie only having one full-time job at least, that'd be a lot easier. So anyway, we're not begging for your money, but if you could help us out, if you've been using our software and if it's been helping you, you can use this Amazon button up here in the top right. Also, within all of the pages, we have put links to things that we really use. We use ourselves and we like, starting with Smart Pots. If you haven't used Smart Pots yet, we have this whole new way of growing that we've been doing with Smart Pots. So you may have seen on our Facebook page recently where you take smaller Smart Pots and you put them inside of kiddie pools, and then you put that kiddie pool. You just fill it up with a couple inches of water, and that's how you irrigate. And it has been awesome. It has worked so well. We're going to be making a video talking about that. It's so hard.
I did make a video talking about that.
You did, yeah.
I did. Me and Mary did it.
Should I just talk about the gardening? I got to talk about the gardening video thing for a second. The reason why... So you may have noticed we had a lot of gardening videos coming out, and then it just kind of stopped. It is very difficult to find the time to edit videos and code and do all of it. So I was struggling to find time to do all of it. So I had to decide what is the best use of my time. And for me, that is building out the app. So Carrie has taken over a lot of the gardening videos. We've also talked with Smart Pots. There's a guy over there named Ozzy. He is awesome. He knows a lot about growing. He's just a super awesome guy. We're going to start making videos with him as well. But also, if you're out there and you want to help us make videos, seriously, email me, Dale, D-A-L-E, at seedtospoon.net. If you're passionate about growing food and about helping us grow, and not just with videos, if you want to help us with blog posts, I mean, it is a family operation. We are bootstrapping this thing on our own. It is our niece Morgan. It is some of our best friends. It is people that we met just a few months ago that have suddenly become our family, like Annie. That's how we're doing this, and we need a lot of help. So if you have video editing skills, if you have writing skills, please reach out. Seriously, we really need the help. Dell at seedtospoon.net. So we have links to things in the app. These are the smart pots I mentioned. We also have the other stuff that the Square Foot Gardening book, kind of the book that started it all for us. The Seeding Square, a really great product made by some really good people up in Canada. These floating row covers are awesome for insect protection. You can just drape them over your plants and it'll help prevent insects from getting on them. These motion activated sprinklers are awesome for keeping out rabbits and things like that. So you're going to see links like that scattered all around the app. And if you haven't seen our app yet, this is it. It's going to walk you through how to grow everything, basically. I mean, the Carrie has added pretty much everything to the app. We don't have rhubarb. There was a very angry review where someone was very upset that we did not have rhubarb. At first I was like, okay, what is rhubarb? I know I've heard of it, but I know how to grow pies. So what is this rhubarb? So we started looking into it, and it's very difficult to grow in Oklahoma. So that's one of the reasons why we hadn't necessarily heard of it. But I think rhubarb is the only thing I can think of.
Well, there's a few things. I still have a few things, mainly herbs and fruits that I have.
Oh, and the whole
on
new
list
medicinal
right now.
tab.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
But if there's more vegetables and anything like that, let me know.
I think we also, I don't think we've talked about the changes we made to the dates as well. Before, we only had 2 dates that were showing, and really it felt too limiting. So we worked on this, and when we increased it out to now, we give you an early date, a safe date, and then a late date for the spring. And then for the fall, we're going to give you an early date, a safe date, and a late date as well. So also, if you weren't aware, you can tap on this settings button, and you can go in here, and you can first see your information. So that's kind of interesting. At least for me, I'm a nerd, though. I think everything like is interesting.
Well, hey, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Go back up. We had people asking about how to change the location.
Yes.
If by chance it didn't pull
Yeah, so if it didn't
right.
choose the right location, we've had some instances where, especially on some older Android devices, it just doesn't pull the right location for whatever reason. So if that happens to you, you can tap on this manual location button, and then you can search for, where should I search for? Dallas, Texas.
Go for it. There you go.
Okay, Dallas, you selected location. So now,
there it is.
Shows me as Dallas. So if I scroll down, I am seeing the information for Dallas. So this last spring frost here is the calculated date, the 10% chance frost. Oh my gosh, what were those words I used? The 10% chance of frost for Dallas. Those right words? I'm very tired.
That sounds right.
I think that word. Okay. So you tap on here, and it shows you all of them. So by default, we're choosing the 10% chance freeze date because that's the safest option.
Rather safe than sorry.
Yeah, but you can switch to one of these others, so 20%, 30%, and then it'll adjust the dates in the app accordingly as well. So we also have the option to choose your own dates. So if you tap on here, then you can choose whatever dates you want, and then it doesn't use any calculated date. And then this My Area Never Freezes, we have a new update that's coming out soon that addresses this, because so when we first released the app, we released this thinking like, we'll release it, and then it'll take a while to grow, and then eventually we'll worry about what if you're in another country,
we didn't even we didn't imagine how big
and almost immediately we made people mad overseas. They were like, do you not know our seasons? I'm like, no, I don't, I'm sorry. I did not learn that in my education system. So I had to go research a little bit about how the weather works in New Zealand. And I want to move to New Zealand now, by the way. If someone in New Zealand is watching this, and it sounds
that
awesome. It's
great.
like 80 degrees always there. Sometimes it's 60. So
that's great.
I know. So yeah, so I think the app now, whenever you open it, if you're in New Zealand, it just says congratulations, you have one life. Just go grow whatever you want, whenever, because it's just always perfect. Like that's basically what the feature is. No, so seriously, Justin, our developer, and he is just this brilliant guy. I mean, just I wish I could be as smart as him. So anyway, he went through and built this whole international thing so that now, if you open if an international user opens the app, it helps guide them through choosing their location, choosing dates, and then they can customize their experience. So.
Or they can select the never freezes.
Yeah, and then also in another thing that we got made fun of a lot from the Australians because I guess in the spring it's warm and in the fall it's cool. So like silly Americans, they're like. So we flipped that. So now it doesn't say spring or fall if you're international. It just says warm season, cool season.
Yes.
We have nothing about typhoons yet. We haven't done that. Maybe. I was looking at how the app works for someone in Mumbai last night at like 2 a.m. That's what Justin and I were doing.
At 2 a.m.?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that wasn't the best choice of our time, but his thing that he built was awesome. We had to look at it. All right, so also the app is going to give you everything about how to grow that. So aside from just the dates, it's going to walk you through. And this is the kind of stuff that, right now we're giving you the information. The My Garden tab is going to help guide you through this information by showing you, when to harvest. So it's going to give you a push notification when this window opens. I'm sorry, keep looking over there. Why don't you just look there and I'll look there, and then at least one person. Okay, then at least one person's looking there.
Oh my!
Right? It works, right? As long as one of us is looking there.
You're talking to them though.
Okay, so it's going to give you push notifications. And one thing that we're working on now is hooking up the whole weather piece because one of the difficult things. My voice. One of the.
Are you 14 again?
Maybe. Coughing and talking. So one of the difficult things for us, especially in the beginning, was just getting these darn seeds to sprout because you have to keep them watered, and then. That's really the hardest part is remembering to go water these little things. And then if they dry out too much, they won't sprout. So anyway, we're going to build a system that will guide you through knowing when to water. So it'd be really easy just to say, hey, go water it every day. But that's not what we're going to build. We're going to build a system that will actually use data around you. So your local rainfall amounts and evapotranspiration rates. I learned about that this weekend.
Sounds impressive.
There's a really cool formula, a math formula for it. So we're going to build a system that will help you know when to water, based on knowing how moist it probably is out there. And eventually we're going to have sensors, so we don't have to do this guesswork. You can just go plug in a sensor and we'll know. But we can't afford to do that right now, so we got to build everything else up front. So anyway, we're really excited about the rainfall stuff because I think it's really going to make a huge impact and make it a lot easier. Because especially in the beginning, it was so hard to know when to water. I mean, now I understand you just go stick your finger in the ground, and if it's dry 2 inches down, then you need to water. But especially if you're away from home, if you forget, it's having the software that I keep looking wrong. Make me self-conscious now. Okay, moving on. Harvesting, cooking, and eating. These are all things that Carrie's been spending a lot of time improving. You want to talk about it? I'm gonna let you talk, and then every time you look away from you gotta look there.
I do look there.
Okay.
Hi.
You want to talk about harvesting and cooking and eating?
I haven't changed a lot in that. I haven't changed too much. There. I'm looking at you too, because I'm talking to you too.
Blog posts. We fixed a bug today. Carrie helped me fix it. Carrie dove in a code with me today. It was awesome. So randomly...
I'm still in the process though. So, just saying.
So randomly, not all of the blog posts, or randomly blog posts wouldn't load. So we fixed that. So now, and also we had a lot of blog posts that, I say we, but mostly I, just set up wrong. So she, as Carrie does with my life, goes through and cleans up all my mistakes. So she is doing that now. So you'll see a lot more blog posts. So if you went through it before and thought there weren't a lot, go look again, because Carrie's been a blog post creating machine.
Well, it'll be a little bit for a few of them because I won't go into specifics, but it'll be a little bit until the update comes out for a couple.
No, for peppers, yeah.
For peppers, and there is the same for cilantro.
Yeah, we still suck on pepper blog posts according to the app.
Cilantro as well.
Yeah. But if you go to app.seedspoon.net soon, it'll be on there.
Oh,
see, segue. I I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and they do a lot of that, so it helps. But you don't have to look at cameras at podcasts, so they don't talk about that. Companions. We've also been doing a lot of work on companions, going through and just solidifying everything, making sure everything's right. We've been getting feedback, things we didn't necessarily know about, which again, please leave a comment. If there are companion plants that you've seen that you know are good companions that we don't have listed, let us know.
Or vice versa, if there's any that are bad.
Yeah, let us know. We're going to go research it, and yeah, we love doing that kind of thing. Well, Carrie does. Same with pests. There were a lot of vegetables that didn't have the right pests linked up and all that, so she's been going through and fixing all of that as well. So I haven't actually shown them my garden tab yet. Let me show this. This is what it's going to look like. So once you add something in, let me add a few more things in here so that we can get a better idea of how this is going to look. So let's add some beans, and let's go back and look at what all we're going to be planting soon. So let's filter down to can be planted, and we still have some time.
Carrots.
Some carrots.
Yeah, we're gonna plant some more carrots.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's what happened. See, I didn't test carrots before.
Oh no. What
Oh
did we do to
no.
carrots?
Oh no. Oh no.
Did I break something?
The carrots broke it.
I may have broken something inside working on those blog posts.
Oh, come on. Come on, reload. No whammies. You can do this. This may be where we end for now. But it will be fixed before we release.
Too. We're sitting outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice
yeah,
day.
it's, hey, looky there. It's back. And let's go to my garden. Oh, man. Oh, this isn't good. Okay. So carrots are broken.
Dive back in.
We're going to go code again now. So please let us know your feedback in the comments. I don't want to leave with just this up. Like, that's a terrible way to leave it. Now the plane comes back again. Everything is full circle with this. All right. Later, y'all. If you have any suggestions, questions, please let us know. Carrie does all the social media now. I don't really look at it anymore. I'm off building stuff, and she's just a lot better at it. It takes me a year to type a sentence, it seems. Bye.
Bye, every guy.
Bye, every guy.
Bye, every
Just
guy.
for guys.
Bye, guys, and then bye.